averaging nearly 26 a game since the All-Star break. So, Shannon, how close is this race?
6 weeks ago, it was a runaway.
You're right.
Doncic was unbelievable, Skip, the triple-doubles, the step-back threes. He had mastered that, and people were talking about him making the All-Star. And until the final ballot came out, he was leading. He was behind LeBron as far as votes in the All-Star game. And over the last, say, 6 weeks, Trey has made it a race. But I think he had given up so much ground to Luka in the beginning. I don't know if he can do enough, Skip, to overcome the damage that Luka had already done. Trey Young, the most 30-10 games in the last 35 years. So even if you throw Jordan, you throw LeBron, Steph Curry, all these other great players, Trey Young has more 30-10 games than all of those guys. So with that being said, Skip, and he's been great lately, but I think Luka has done more earlier, and he has these moments, Skip. You know what I'm saying? All the highlights you step back, game winners. That's Luka. And it's hard to undo those impressions that you've already seen, even though, as Jenny mentioned in the read, Trey Young is averaging 26 points a game post All-Star, but he had just given up too much ground too early to Luka. I believe Luka will win it, but what was probably going to be unanimous, I think it'll be a little closer than what it was going to be.
So I'm going to go big picture here. I am not saying Luka is setting the NBA world on fire. I'm not sure he's going to be a dominating NBA player. He's going to be a very good one. But to me, clearly, he is the better player, better than Trey, and he's had the better season than Trey. And in the end, I believe Atlanta long-term will regret that they didn't just sit right there at number 3 and take Luka Doncic for the long haul.
But they get Dallas pick this year.
Okay, they got that, and I'll give you that. I'll give you that. It's lottery protected, but still, okay? But the point is, in the big picture, I stand by what I told you, and you've taken shots at me here lately saying, oh, maybe you're wrong about that. Nope, I'm not wrong about Trey Young. He is what he is not. He will never be a dominant NBA player because he's just too little. He's not explosively athletic. He's not Allen Iverson.
No.
He's too ground-bound. And he is a gifted passer. I said this coming out of Oklahoma because I watched every game at Oklahoma that he played. Gifted passer. And I don't just toss that out like
he has a game in which he had 17 assists this year.
He is that. But what drives me a little crazy watching him is everything has to be spectacular. Everything has to be fancy. Everything has to have whipped cream on it because he has to live up to a reputation. And he's now trying to sell a franchise to a city that hasn't loved that Atlanta Hawks, as you well know. Okay, so right now a lot of people are going to see him throw the whipped cream pass, right? He does. He's the flip side of Ja Morant, who does it all conventionally, conservatively, and by the textbook. But this kid, when he starts making those cross-country threes, they're set shots. They're feet on the floor. But he will set shot it from 35 feet.
He will.
And when it goes in, it is wow factor. But he's a 33% three-point shooter. And that's basically what I think he will always be. And the problem with his game is you can take him out of his game pretty easily.
Small guy.
I have now watched Derek White, and I'm a big Derek White fan. Trust me, you talk about LeBron being an engine. Derek White is now the engine of the San Antonio Spurs. They go as he goes. And in the 2 games I've closely watched him play head-to-head with Trey, the whole time they're guarding each other, Derek White has just had Trey's number because he's too big for him. He's 6'4" versus, I don't know, they list Trey at 6'2". I don't think he's 6'2", 6'1"-ish maybe.
Maybe 6.5.
Okay, and maybe 180-ish, 175-ish. And the problem is, Trey is a liability on defense. Derek White can just do whatever he wants on offense. So last night in the fourth quarter of a big game for San Antonio, because they're vying for 7-8. And it was tight, and they got down in the fourth quarter, and Derek White said, I got this. And he scores 11 to only 2 for Trey in the fourth quarter, and just took him out of the game. And you realize Trey against Derek White in 2 games is now 1 for 13 from 3. Why is that? Because Derek White just plays him for the 3.
You gotta get up into it.
He just gets way up into him and says, you can't do this. You can try to throw it over me and hope it goes in, but you're not going to get a clean
But Trey got that swag. You know, Trey
got it.
Trey hit him jumping over and stand over there like, yeah, you like that, huh?
And you know what? I'm going to give Trey this also. I think he's a little more clutch than even Doncic is, because occasionally he'll hit. He had a putback the other night to win the game. Not a big deal, but like little big deals, okay? And he has taught himself one shot. That's why he's scoring those points. He now has something he really didn't have at Oklahoma, and that's when he does escape and dribble through a double team, he'll get in the lane and shoot the little Tony Parker floater, the little runner from like 8 feet, and he's gotten pretty good at it because he needs it.
Yes.
Because he can't Iverson to the rim.
No.
He can't go hang. He's not a leaper.
No, he's not Russell.
Okay?
He's not that explosive.
It's hard. That's right. He's not even close to Russell. Is a force, man. And Russell can go up and hang with the trees, right? Get up with the trees. And
you're right, Skip. He needs that floater for the simple fact he is so small. James Harden, 6'6", shooting the floater. You know, Tony Parker made a living off the floater because he pick and roll with Tim Duncan, and next thing you know, if you didn't sink back, he was floating the ball over your head. But I just think that Doncic put so much separation between he and Trae Young early on, and he had these highlight moments. He had the 30-point triple doubles. He had to step back when they beat the Rockets, and he was shooting the ball over James Harden. Voters, people remember that, and I just think he's had more magical moments in his rookie season than Trae Young. And look, if there's no slouch, Larry Bird won Rookie of the Year over Magic Johnson. And Magic Johnson just led his team. Magic got 3 votes.